Hello everybody, so let's give you an update about Venezuelan president who has actually been ousted, Nicolas Maduro. He actually declares his innocence in first US court appearance, you know, earlier on later today, depending on your time. I welcome you all. So prosecutors allege Maduro, his wife, and other they conspired to actually import cocaine to the US for 25 years. All right. And then what actually followed was that
I'm here outside the federal
they actually
courthouse in Lower
pleaded
Manhattan. I was just in the.
they actually pleaded not guilty. They pleaded but Maduro pleaded not Nicolas Maduro pleaded not guilty, and his wife also pleaded not guilty. Their charges actually has to do with narco trafficking, which has to do with drugs, narco trafficking charges during his arraignment in US federal court, which was on Monday. All right. And during his arraignment, he wishes everyone in the court happy new year. He actually said that 3 times. And he said like he's innocent, and he's still the head and the president of Venezuela. And he said that he is kind of is like uh he's a product of the war, not really product, but kind of like uh he has to do something with war. And it's like he's kind of like, because of that, he needed to actually like a servant, of the war. All right. And he said he is actually a decent man, and he actually pleaded not guilty, and he still maintained that he is still actually the head and the president of his country, which is Venezuela. And you guys could see today, earlier today, depending on your time as you guys are joining us, you see protesters, and then you see press and every one of them. The particular court was in Lower Manhattan, where we actually had Didi. Didi was actually in that particular court as well. So that particular court is known right now for uh, popular individual. So that's where he was arraigned. And his next court date is actually March the 17th. And we are going to be following up with this particular case of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, and his wife, Flores Celia. He had actually sustained injury on her forehead, probably during the transporting when they were actually captured. So we are learning with this. If you are Venezuelan, I can see Venezuelans were really happy that, he was captured. So with that particular positive reaction, it's like, okay, probably this is a good thing. This is politics. We actually work with humanity. We do not want to we are not siding any particular side right here, but it happened overnight, and there were exchange of guns and whatever, between security that were actually protecting Maduro. So the US military, that even the individuals that were actually flying the aircraft, they did an amazing work. Where I'm glad is that there's no casualties, and even though when oh the helicopters, people that fly the plane, what do you call them again? They are army, they are hot and they are bleeding, and they are still actually flying the craft, because you could see when they actually deployed themselves into Venezuela. So people that are protecting the country, they will know that people are actually, some individuals are here to invade us. So as they were exchanging guns and what have you, that is where you see that they said they were bleeding and what have you. So anyways, we are really interested in this particular story, and we are going to follow up with it. All right, so thank you so much. So this is an update. I'm just trying to give it to you guys. So right now, currently, the next court date is March 17th. All right, everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys could see that is the particular court where Didi was actually arraigned, and that's Nicholas and his wife, and you guys could see what looks like a bandage on her forehead. The particular face you guys are seeing is the lady. She is actually the deputy vice president in the country, that she's actually holding the country down right now. Yeah, this particular lady, and her name is Delcy Rodriguez. And whatever that she needed to do, she needed to go by the law and whatever policy and procedure that US, United States of America, under the leadership of Trump, has in stock for her. And she's ready to do that. She's a socialist, and she's actually responsible, for the success and succession of Venezuelan president, which is Maduro, Nicolas Maduro. So that actually make sense that they actually made, she's the deputy, and that makes sense that they actually make her to actually remain there. Okay, so we are going to follow up with this case, and we'll continue to actually tell you guys what is actually happening. So this, what is actually amazing for you to know is that President Nicolas Maduro pleaded not guilty to narco trafficking charges during his arraignment in U.S. federal court Monday. Was defiant, telling a judge that he was still the head of his nation despite being whisked away by U.S. forces over the weekend. Okay, so thank you so much, and God bless you. We'll see you soon. Bye now.